I am Robert Fairchild. I'm a former principal dancer with the New York City Ballet. I created the role of Jerry Mulligan in An American in Paris on Broadway, and this is Playbills from Ballet to Broadway.
Robert Fairchild is a former principal dancer with New York City Ballet and a Tony Award nominee for his Broadway debut in An American in Paris, directed and choreographed by Christopher Wheeldon. He joined City Ballet in 2006 and worked his way to become a principal dancer in 2009.
So Christopher Wheeldon, the director and choreographer for An American in Paris, was in the establishment of New York City Ballet. He grew up there, he danced there, he got his first choreographic opportunity there. He did a lot of ballets for us. And I was a dancer there. He approached me and said, "Hey, can you sing?" And I said, "Depends on who's listening." I found myself in an audition for it and finally got the job. It was crazy because I was in the middle of my ballet career at New York City Ballet. I always wanted to do Broadway. I just thought that I would do it at the end of my ballet career, but it was like smack dab in the middle. I couldn't have done it at any other time because American in Paris was so grueling on my body that I had to do it when I was young and athletic.
After playing Jerry Mulligan in An American in Paris, we asked Fairchild how his experience with musical theater compared with his work at New York City Ballet.
My sister and I always liken it to Broadway is a marathon, and New York City Ballet, like the ballet seasons, are like a sprint. They're both exhausting, they just require different muscles. There's a reason why the Swan Queen in Swan Lake only does 2 shows a week out of like a 2-week season. You could not do that multiple times. It's easy to lose your technique on Broadway because you're so exhausted doing the same thing over and over again. When you're in a ballet company, you're constantly being molded and shaped by different choreography, different choreographers, that kind of, it's like a pumice stone to your technique. I felt like I grew deeper as an artist on Broadway, having the comfortability on stage and allowing myself the permission to try different things and play while I'm on stage. When you're in a ballet company, you might get 2 performances of something each season. And I did American in Paris probably like 400 times. So the comfortability on stage is something that I was super grateful for. So I prepared for my Broadway debut with a gazillion acting lessons and a gazillion singing lessons. I was just trying to be like a sponge to everything that they were saying, because people in musical theater have trained just as intensely as people in the ballet world did. When American in Paris had their first workshop, that was in 2013, and then we went to Paris in 2014, a full year later. So I had like a good chunk of time to just really hunker down and work on perfecting new skills or learning new skills. It was a lot of hard work. My experience on Broadway completely changed me as a performer. I love both worlds so much. Both have incredibly different things to offer. When you're in a Broadway show, you either get the job or you don't. And then when you get into the studio for the first day, everybody's been assigned their own roles. So there's not really competition once you get in the room. In a ballet company, your audition is every day. I think the ballet world could really benefit from previews. When you do a ballet, you have opening night, and then it's frozen. You have one show, it's opening night, and it's frozen. You don't change it. But could you imagine if Broadway shows just did their first preview and that was their opening night? I think you learn a lot about what works and what doesn't from audience feedback and from your own feedback sitting in the audience and seeing from critical distance and not just going, gotta put this ballet out on stage and then I'm done.
Dancing with New York City Ballet for over 10 years, Fairchild had the opportunity to dance many roles from the company's diverse repertoire, which helped him prepare for his move from ballet to Broadway and into choreography.
Sure, there were definitely some stepping stones at City Ballet, like I did the West Side Story Suite. I'll never forget playing Riff, because in Riff, in that version, Riff gets to sing Cool. I'll never forget how much fun I had getting to speak on stage for the first time. Was so thrilling. The first time I got to choreograph on a professional setting was for Frankenstein at the Signature Theater here in New York City. My agent said they've offered you to play the monster in Frankenstein, and I think it'd be really interesting if you choreographed it. I enjoy the material I make up. I was only in charge of my choreography, my steps, my movement. It felt like I was giving myself permission as an actor to really express myself in the moment and use my body. Yeah, it was really fun.